Good morning, people. Good morning. I wanted to just do a short video because I see a lot of people are very angry, like after yesterday. And obviously, when people were watching the Chelsea games and United games, I am not sure why uh, people were thinking that United and Spurs are going to do us a favor. Um, we've personally ourselves, we've already had uh, moments where we could have made top four our own. We could have been top three by now, to be honest with you, and even maybe top two if we did not decide to draw against a very shit United team, a team that has no desire at all. But welcome to the channel, guys. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like the video. It's just gonna be a short video. We're gonna talk about the top five worries. We'll talk about why we bought players in January because people are still asking. Then we're just gonna briefly talk about the Club World Cup. I just wanted to touch upon it and see what sort of impact it's gonna have on teams like Chelsea and City, and even some of the teams that are in the Club World Cup right now at the moment. We're talking about teams like Bayern. PSG is also in the Club World Cup. Atletico Madrid is in the Club World Cup. Inter Miami, by the way, in the Club World Cup. Chelsea, as I said, Flamingo is in the Club World Cup. Dortmund is in the Club World Cup. Inter Milan is in the Club World Cup. Wow, Madrid in the Club World Cup. Juventus in the Club World Cup. They're going to play us, Juventus. And FC Porto is also in the Club World Cup with Benfica. So we're going to talk about all this and how that Club World Cup is going to impact people in uh, in America. And for the fact that some of the teams won't have a break, it's the 15th of June. So basically, after the season ends, the 15th of June, the Club World Cup starts. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm not going to watch the first game. That's Inter Miami's first match is at 1 a.m. Nobody's waking up at 1 a.m. to watch that. I'm definitely not doing that, to be honest with you. So we're going to leave that. Then we're going to talk about, as I said, the players that were bought, and we're going to talk about how our top five is going. How do you guys feel, especially after yesterday? Uh, Before yesterday, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I know that Man United have lost. Let me see. Man United have lost 18 games, and Spurs have lost 21 games. Very embarrassing. To be honest with you, let me share the table with you. But before I share the table with you, I'm going to briefly just speak. I don't know how United and Tottenham are so close to being relegated. They're just lucky that the other three teams that were relegated were not that great. That we're talking about Ipswich, we're talking about Leicester City, and Southampton. To be honest with you, between Ipswich, Man United, and Spurs, I can pick Ipswich. I would rather see Ipswich make it. To be honest with you, I don't get how these two teams are calling themselves big teams in 2025, especially Spurs. You've lost 21 games out of 38 games. 21 games you've lost, Spurs. And then United, you've lost 18 games and you still call yourself a big team. United has lost 18 games this season. That's a lot. And they're number 16, closer to the bottom. As I said, the only reason why they're not at the bottom is because the bottom teams did not do well. But these two big teams of Spurs, so-called big teams of Spurs and United, they haven't even got the 40 points. That's the points that are safety. And yesterday, it made me laugh that these are the two teams City fans thought would do them a favor. Like, genuinely, City fans really thought that, oh, these two teams would do us a favor. We bought players in January. Does Pep know about this? I don't know if he does, to be honest with you. Good morning, Blues. How you doing? Hello, Patrick. How you doing? Sean C. Hey, how you doing? So anyway, we're gonna check out the table here because we're mostly focused on City ourselves. Um, so far, right? We've got Newcastle, who've played 36 games and are on 66 points. We've got Chelsea, who played 37 games and are on 66. And then we've got Arsenal, played 36 games and are on 68. Aston Villa have played 37 games and are on 66. City have played 36 games and we're on 65. Forest have played 36 games and are on 62. Uh, Arsenal are going to play Newcastle next. So one of the two is going to lose points. Hopefully, it's Newcastle, in my opinion. I hope Arsenal beat Newcastle, and then we see Chelsea are going to play Forest on the last day, and then Aston Villa are going to play United. Another win for Aston Villa because United have checked out. As I said, United have lost 18 games this season. There's no hope for United. City play Bournemouth. Bournemouth as at the bottom with 53 points. Uh, I don't know if they're gonna make it to seventh. So I don't know. We'll see anyway. We'll see. We never know what will happen. We never know what will happen. But anyway, guys, that's the table. That is the table so far. And our last games, obviously, are Bournemouth and Fulham. The chances of us making it are slim at the moment. I don't know. People say obviously have hope, but things were very good. Were very good for us, and we were doing very well. But now, to be honest with you, we are sort of in a difficult situation that we put ourselves in. Because at the end of the day, we could have made it, as I said, we could have beaten United and instead we drew against United. We could have beaten Southampton, we drew against Southampton. And now we are stuck in a situation where we have to hope and pray that maybe the other teams, we have to hope and pray that maybe the other teams will do us a favor. And at this point in time, I'm not even confident with favors, to be honest. We were beaten by Bournemouth this season in the league already. They beat us. They have been in such great form, as you can see. Bournemouth is not that bad. Yes, they've lost against Aston Villa, but they've just lost that defender recently. He's going to Madrid. But as you can see, we've been in great form. But let's be honest, even if I look at these wins we had, it's not very convincing for me personally. And I know people might say you're being negative, but I don't want to be negative. But if we're being honest, these wins we had here, you could still see a bit of weaknesses. And then we drew against Southampton, which I say made a lot of people lose their mind. So at this point in time, I hope for the best. I hope that when we play Bournemouth at home, the boys are ready for it. When we play them, maybe they will be on a summer vacation since they don't have anything to play for. But it's luck for other teams who are playing United at the moment. Because whatever team plays United, like Aston Villa is playing United after, that's a win. That's an easy win. United have checked out completely. We saw them yesterday. Spurs, useless team, one of the most useless teams in this league at this point in time. But guys, we'll see how that goes. So, am I worried for the top five? Yes, I am. Do I think there's a slight chance we might end up in Europa? I think there's about a 60% chance we can end up in Europa. We might end up drawing against Fulham. We might end up drawing against Bournemouth. It can happen. But whose fault is it? It's nothing but City's fault. Pep Guardiola hasn't been great this season. Probably one of his worst seasons I've ever seen. Making very bad decisions this season, to be honest with you. And some of the players seem to be done. They seem like they don't want to be here sometimes when you're watching them. But it is what it is, man. So guys, that's on the top five. Now let's talk about players we bought in January. Um I don't understand why we went to buy some of these players in January. And the funny thing is, when we bought them, some of these players helped us a lot. Let's start with Kusanov. Kusanov came in when our defense was not stabilizing, when our defense was unstable and our defense was leaking in goals. He came in, performed very well. He didn't have a very good game against Chelsea, but when he came on, Kusanov, he showed speed, he showed desire, and he was defending very well, and he became the player of the season for that period. Yet after that, we haven't seen him at all. I don't know what happened. I know he had few mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. But we haven't seen Kusanov ever since his player of the month performance. So I'm not sure why. Um, yeah, apart from Kusanov, we also bear with me for a minute. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, yeah. Apart from Kusanov, we also bought a few players. I think we also got Victor. Victor hasn't played at all. Uh, I haven't seen Victor played a few minutes there and there. He played an FA Cup, but he hasn't played at all. I know he's young, but all I'm trying to say is some of these players, why did we buy them? And to be honest with you, I know some people are like, "Oh, it's too early." But if we are doing a rebuild, right? We say, "Oh, this is all for the rebuild. The rebuild is happening in summer." But these players, I think we should have given them more minutes than we have. Instead, we have played players that some of them they're gonna be gone in summer. If you're doing a rebuild, why don't you give Victor a few minutes there and there? Why don't you do the thing you do sometimes, where you play them as a fullback? Because he is a defender after all. But I've been surprised this season. Obviously, Mamouche has featured a lot. Who is the only one who I think has featured a lot. But apart from Mamouche, majority of the guys who got bought in January haven't had a sniff. And the more disappointing one has been Nico Gonzalez. Because first of all, we spent about 60 million on Nico Gonzalez. You told us that Nico Gonzalez is from the Malasia Academy in Barcelona, meaning that he knows how to play this tiki-taka football, possession football. Nico Gonzalez, who is very powerful, he can play as a box to box, can play as a number 6, he can play as an attacking midfielder, a guy who is very versatile, a very physical midfielder. And when he came to this team was struggling in midfield, but he helped us fix some of the things in midfield. But I haven't seen Nico Gonzalez at all. And instead, we have been made to watch Gundogan, who is 36 years old, oh no, 34 years old, sorry, my bad, 34 years old, to play more than 7 games a week while Nico Gonzalez is sitting on the bench. So I have been a bit confused, saying if you want to do a rebuild, why don't you start playing these players now, playing them in a few games? But it is what it is. We'll see anyway. Because what I'm thinking is, if you don't play these players right now, right, you cannot just play them in the Club World Cup just like that. Because the Club World Cup, first of all, I heard from the guys I read, they're saying it's 40 million participation fee, then 100 million for you to win it. I'm pretty sure City, who did not do very well in the Champions League, are willing to win the Club World Cup or go as far as they can so they can get the money. So I don't know anyway. Morning from M6 Southbound to London. Big up to you, Martin. Hope you have a safe trip, Martin. Hope you have. So this has been my disappointment this season. As I said, this video is not going to be long, but I've been a bit disappointed for the fact that Nico Gonzalez hasn't had a lot of minutes. Victor hasn't had a lot of minutes. Kusanov was doing very well, then he got dropped. It's just that some of the players that have been here longer, they don't seem like they don't have the desire or the passion anymore, which is very disappointing. But it is what it is. We'll see how it is. The other one that has surprised me is Echeverry. He hasn't even had a minute of football with the senior team. I know people keep saying, "Oh, he's 19 years old, this and that," but come on, at least there was moments in this season where he could have come in for just like a minute, at least just sub him on to taste a bit of Premier League football. So I hope they have a plan for Echeverry, because I think this kid is very talented. If they're keeping him for the Club World Cup, we'll see. But I'm just saying, if this new players came in, why should they just be kept for the Club World Cup? Why can these players not play here yet at this moment, a few minutes? But anyway, we'll see. We'll see for the Club World Cup. If the Club World Cup is where people are saying these players are going to be shown, I can't wait then. I'm going to be there. We will be there watching them. Another thing, yeah. So anyway, let me just talk about the Club World Cup. I'll share it for a minute here with you. So anyway, as you can see here on the screen, the Club World Cup is it's going to start on the 15th of June. I don't really want to talk about the fixtures. What I want to talk about is I want to talk about the fact that some of the teams like City, if people keep saying the City players are finished because they're tired, how are teams like City, especially City, how we're struggling this season, how are we going to be able to end the season and then go straight and start playing the Club World Cup? Is it going to be an advantage for teams like City? Is it going to be an advantage for teams like Chelsea? Or are we going to struggle with fatigue again? As you can see, our first game in the Club World Cup is going to be on the Club World Cup. Yeah, our first game is going to be on the 18th of June. Then our next game is going to be on the 23rd of June. So 23rd of June is going to be our next game. The games are easy. The first games we have are easy. And I hope we beat Juventus, because I'm not willing to lose to Juventus, to be honest. Because after what we lost 2-0 to Juventus, it wasn't even a strong Juventus that beat us. But what I wanted to ask is, there's no rest for these players. Even look at PSG right now. They're playing in the Champions League final. I know the league is finished. Maybe that's why they have an advantage. They've been resting. But I'm talking about teams like City and Chelsea. Is it going to be an advantage? Joe, I'm asking people in the comments. Is it going to be an advantage for us, teams like City and Chelsea? Or this is going to hinder us and hurt us next season? Because the players will be tired again. Let's not forget there'll be, I don't know if there's going to be any international games again. I don't know, man. It's just that these competitions, they have to start looking at the well-being of the players. I know it's all about money, but also the well-being of the players is very, very important, because I didn't know we're gonna just start off as soon as the season is done around June. We're already boom into the Club World Cup. It's very stressful to see, because our squad right now, there's been a lot of injuries. Some players have come back, but are they fully fit? That's why I'm not very confident about the Club World Cup, to be honest. Thank you very much for giving us that 40 million, but I don't think we're going to win it. If we win it, I'll be surprised and shocked, because I think Madrid is taking this seriously, because I saw Madrid buying that defender from Bournemouth. I think it's because they're prepping for the Club World Cup. That's why they're pushing for Trent. They're trying to get Trent to get into that Madrid side for the Club World Cup. And ourselves, obviously, we are having issues with Wirtz. Wirtz is talking to Liverpool. Wirtz is talking to Madrid. Wirtz is talking to Bayern. He's talking to everybody. So we're not even sure if we are going to cling on to Wirtz. Reinders seems to be the one that we are more confident of getting. Morgan Gibbs-White seems to be the other one. Also, we are more confident of getting. At this point in time, man, I don't really think City need the Club World Cup, but we have no choice. We signed for it. It's our own fault. Look at teams like Arsenal. Arsenal, Liverpool are not in the Club World Cup. They are going to be resting while we are playing the Club World Cup through June. And let's not forget, there's a deal that we can't play youth players. Pep's loyalties to those players, it's not helping develop on those young players. Pep's stubborn and overthinking makes people think he's a save by player individual performance. That's the thing. He said he's going to play players by individual performance. Marvin, how you doing? Hope you're well, Marvin. Mancunian Way, Rodri and Stones traveled. Rodri and Stones are not going to play, Ronald. They're not going to play. They're not playing at all. I don't know what the question mark is for. I'm not sure. Maybe put a bit of context to that. But anyway, guys, thank you very much. I'm going to just do a 20-minute video. Then later on, we're going to do a watch-along. You know the thing about those watch-alongs? They're too long. That's why I don't do them. But I see most of you guys enjoy watch-alongs. Because when I did one watch-along last time, there was about 300 of you watching live with me. So it looks like... and now at the point where there's no... a lot of City fans have gone to the game. I'm going to be maybe the only one doing the watch-along. Big up to the guys who travel to the game, and I hope you have a great day. But I will see you guys. And that's everything from me, guys. Let's hope we get the top 5. And let's hope we use most of these players we bought in January, because there's no point of buying them and not using them. And let's hope that the Club World Cup doesn't hinder us for next season, and we struggle next season to start because of the Club World Cup. Or maybe the Club World Cup will be an advantage for us. Players like Echeverri, players like Nico Gonzalez, players like Victor, and players like Kusanov might shine in that Club World Cup and help us out. But guys, thank you very much. We are close to that. We're close to that 4K. Just 30 subscribers away to 4K. If you want to subscribe now, like the video, put your notifications on for the next video. I'll be gone. I'll see you.
Wins tackles! Wonderful goal! It's a title winner!
Perfect end to a perfect day. Manchester City 4, Manchester United 1. Oh, what a hedge! Oh, that's electrifying!
Hat-trick hunting, trick getting. Still the appetite is there for more. Oh, it is sensational!